In this video, I'm going to be looking at why I have chosen to portray the commander of a Royal Navy ship of the line. When most people think of a warship, they think of the captain, but no captain can personally supervise 1,000 officers and men. That responsibility falls to one officer, the commander, known throughout the service simply as the Bloke, the man who actually made the ship run. In the last video, I visited history in action. There I started formulating some ideas around the standards and behaviours that I deem appropriate when building a historical representation. Today I'm going to be starting the research into that representation by looking at the roles on board a ship and how they match to those in a modern reenactment group. In a later video, we're going to look at the fleet and how it was set up. But for now, we are going to concern ourselves with just a single vessel. We shall name her HMS Nonsuch, maybe a cruiser, a tanker with a home fleet at Scapa Flow in winter of 1939 to 1940. Today she is flying the flag of an admiral. Each fleet was commanded by an admiral. That admiral lives and works on board a ship called the flagship. And today his flagship's HMS Nonsuch. But he has no responsibilities for the running of the ship. He was a strategic commander, responsible for the movements of the fleet. With the admiral comes a small number of staff, his flag lieutenant and his secretary. Let's imagine as our admiral is going about the ship, he notices a rating fishing from one of the portholes. As a senior officer, one may imagine he would berate the junior sailor. But as mentioned, the admiral is not responsible for running the ship. That's the role of the ship's captain. So the admiral now calls his flag lieutenant, affectionately known as Flags. Make signal to HMS Nonsuch. I notice someone is fishing from one of your port after scuttles. I trust his catch will be to your liking. Flags, having taken the admiral's message, now conveys it not to the captain but to the signal bridge, where it is entered into the signal log. Only now is the message from the admiral taken to the captain. The captain is a solitary and lonely figure. He is solely responsible for his ship, for every knot the ship takes and for every one she administers. He calls for speed when needed and asks for perfect communication and a flawless electrical system. Respected by his men, he nonetheless is detached from them. And this brings us back to our fishing miscreant. Because, even as the ultimate arbiter of life on board, the captain is not going to lower himself to disciplining a sailor. He instead passages the message, marked for attention, to the Bloke, the ship's commander. The ship's commander is the man who makes the ship run. He interacts with more people on board than any other. He is responsible for ensuring the captain has an efficient fighting vessel with a happy and contented crew, that the ship is clean and well maintained, and that discipline is kept. He carries out divisions and rounds, as well as hearing requests for leave and advancements. He will be the one who determines whether the gunners need to practice, whether a working party can be sent to paint the ship's side, and what the daily routine is going to be. The commander receives the message from the captain marked for attention about our rating at the after scuttle. It may be that the commander will see this young man at the defaulters table in due course, but he is not going to be the one who brings him there. Instead, the message is now reprioritised for immediate and urgent action and sent to the officer of the watch. The watch and division system of the Royal Navy deserves videos of their own. For now, we are going to visit the departments. For today's purposes, it is enough to know that beneath the commander were a number of specialist departments, each headed by an officer responsible for his own branch. Examples are gunnery, engineering and navigation. Together they formed the team that kept HMS Nonsuch fighting efficiently. They deserve videos in their own right, but today we're concentrating on the man who coordinated them all. We've scratched the surface of the 90 or so officers on board HMS Nonsuch. The remainder are the Royal Marines, divisional officers, midshipmen, and the captain. Some of these we will also meet in later videos. Having seen the organisation of the fictional HMS Nonsuch, we are better placed to see why I am planning to build my impression around a commander in the Royal Navy. As the group founder, I will be responsible for setting the tone of the group, establishing its standards and managing its day-to-day running. The group will run as a ship's company, and in the same way as the bloke made the ship run, I will make the group run. In the next video, I will be delving deeper into the uniform of Royal Navy officers in the period leading up to the Second World War, and how it rapidly evolved once war had been declared.